I want some khatakhat quick answers to use a viral phrase during this election. Rajdeep, best news for the BJP in this election and best news for the India Alliance. What is the best news for
best news for the BJP in this election?
Everyone else think about your answers.
Is the fact that it's become a pan-Indian party. Let's make no mistake. Winning a seat in Kerala, across this country, the BJP has spread to every corner. It started with the Jansangh, used to be seen as a Hindi.
Could you imagine, sir, that BJP was upheld in the Northeast more than anywhere else?
No, but they've been building up in the Northeast for a long time. But yeah, but
one by one, guys.
The fact, madam, you have this, you're intervening. I could dispute your South India narrative very easily. The BJP piggybacked in a way. JDS helped the BJP in many ways in Karnataka. It would have been a much tougher fight otherwise in Karnataka.
Okay, best news.
South Karnataka. But let's not
best news for BJP.
I suppose just one in Mysore they managed to
The truth of the matter is the BJP, I think the best news for them is that it is a pan-Indian party. It has spread organizationally to every nook and corner in the country. Look at the investment that it did in Odisha, a state where it was virtually
swept.
Number 3 party till a decade ago. It swept the election there. Yeah. It's won its first seat in Kerala. That's the good news for the BJP. You ask what's the best news for the India Alliance? I think the best news for the India Alliance is that it's proved, it's shown that there is nothing to stop anyone from winning an election if you show fight and spirit. I mean, across this country, I think everyone in this room particularly wrote off the India Alliance. If anyone were to cross their heart and be honest about it, and I'm afraid none of you all were, frankly, in your opening statements, if I may say so, to admit that the media itself wrote out the India Alliance almost completely. And then you've got this wonderful story of this woman, this
I think the India Alliance also at a certain point kind of felt that they were out of the game.
How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that?
I have to control.
Don't confuse the media with the politicians. My limited point
viewers always tell me not to have crosstalk because everyone must be heard. Yes, all of you will get a chance, I promise.
You see, the best news is, the fact is, we have now a strong and robust opposition. That is what I think. In fact, this election, in a strange way, has
opposition zinda hai was our line.
Yeah, I think opposition zinda is important in a democracy. Very important. You will finally have a parliament that is not reduced to a notice board. In India, parliament in the last 10 years was reduced to a notice board, a rubber stamp. Okay. And that's the last. And hopefully, it will also result in an institutional pushback where courts will rediscover their spine, where institutional, where bodies like but most importantly, Gaurav,
Sahil, Gaurav, I'll come to you after Rajdeep finishes.
Let me finish, you please speak.
Point, sir.
Okay, my point is, most importantly, I hope that the media will rediscover its spine. And that's the critical thing, because I think the message that the voter is sending is not just to have a strong, robust opposition in parliament, but for God's sake, when you're in a television studio, stop becoming drum beaters and do this damru journalism.
India today, damru journalism. I have to say, India today has always had spine. Rajdeep is talking about the media.
Shiv, by saying Samajwadi
I think in my angry responses, I got my response. Don't get so angry.
No, sir, my point is,
telling the truth doesn't trouble.
Why is profession?
Why not? Because that's the truth.
You are at the most senior position.
Why not? If I don't, why not? Why should we show the mirror to everyone else? We should also look at the mirror ourselves.
No, that does not mean that we should not be talking about it.
I'm saying the media is a large thing. It's not just India Today. For God's sake.
India Today's spine has never been under question. I will say this on behalf of the newsroom, on behalf of everyone. Nobody in the media, and I agree with the larger point that Rajdeep makes, but as far as India Today is concerned, no network and no channel has shown as much spine as India Today has. Gaurav, best news for BJP?
Then but I also think we need a stronger backbone. But that's another matter. A much stronger backbone than we have.
Sir, everyone could use a stronger backbone. That's a different thing.
Absolutely.
Some people need to do more back exercises. India has a very strong backbone. Institutions in India work very well. We have a free media and we have a huge media in the length and breadth across our country. Now, this is the kind of narrative that foreign media picks up and lambs our country and calls us an elected autocracy and lambs our media. That's completely unfair.
Best.
Everybody was covered, and everybody is covered in this country. Media, social media, digital media, television media, radio media, print. We're very vibrant media in our country. Point one. Yes, sir, really.
Really?
Yes. That's point one. Point two, best news as far as the BJP is concerned. After 10 years in power, they've come back to power with 240 seats with more than the entire opposition.
That's you're saying is the best
together.
news.
That's the best news as far as the BJP is concerned. As far as the opposition is concerned, they came together, they stayed together. The fact that Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra and Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra across the length and breadth of the country, it worked. It actually enthused him at a time when Rahul Gandhi also felt that he wasn't getting the kind of attention he should have got. So that has worked for the opposition. And the fact that Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra and Nyaya Yatra was being covered shows media was covering everyone.
Preeti.
And by the way, I just wanted to say, the opposition has been strong and robust despite the lack of a level playing field. Despite a lack of a level playing field, every institution working to undermine the opposition, if it can still get these many seats, I only salute the voter. The only winner today is the voter of this country, which can vote a poor woman in Banaskata in Gujarat who does crowdfunding and wins an election are a geo voter.
So democracy is alive.
I give no marks to studio anchors. I give all the marks to voters.
Everyone's blood is up, guys. Everyone's blood is up. Preeti,
Okay,
you're sign one by one. One by one. नहीं तो 2 घंटे के लिए बैठेंगे यहाँ
But
पे.
I think, as journalists, the best is to look in and do the best job that you think is an honest job. I actually can say, Shiv, and you will agree, I did come back and say that the India Bloc is making the NDA sweat like how. But what is the best thing for the Bharatiya Janata Party? I think the best thing for the BJP is that brand Modi is diminished but far from finished. He's still a huge factor, and a lot of things would be said, but he is still a huge factor. What is the best thing for the
Alliance.
opposition, the alliance here? And I would think this is something they've grappled with, they didn't know how to come to grips with, was the communal polarizing factor. Now, I think this election has settled it, especially where the Hindi heartland is concerned. Look at Uttar Pradesh. We talk of Ayodhya, we can say Kamandal, outspoke Mandal. But I'll give you an example. Like, for example, Ayodhya. It wasn't, the Nara wasn't Ram Mandir. The Nara was Mathura Kashi par Ayodhya mein Pasi. It came down to the local factors on ground. So if in Ayodhya, where was supposed to be the Ram Mandir wave, you've had the Samajwadi Party. The other thing, and I will go out on a limb to say it, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Ram Mandir backfired for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. Why I say that? Especially with the Dalits. Because this is a community, most of them can't even enter a temple. You cannot have, when you're campaigning for the Bharatiya Janata Party, instead of what you went to them the last time around, which was La Bharati, ke humne ijjat ghar diya, humne ration diya, let me finish, humne awas diya. Instead of saying all of that, the back of the car that you came in said, Jo Ram ko laye hain, hum unko laenge. It made the Dalits very nervous. And just one more fact. This is where the Dalits in Uttar Pradesh chose the constitution over the Ram Mandir, and it's resonated today. And that's the good news for the opposition.
In the BJP era, there have been other caste groups who've also become priests. That never used to happen earlier, one. Secondly, when we talk of let's not do communal polarizing, I'm all for it. But what Uttar Pradesh showed was caste voting that also happened. So let's also understand, we don't want communal polarizing, that's fair. But Indian voter was encouraged to think on caste, and that also did happen.
But that is because the caste which have not got their share in power will definitely come together and vote. And
the silent vote has spoken this election. The silent vote has spoken this election.
I mean, the question which you asked for, for the BJP, I think it's a good thing. Whenever in India, when one leader was projected beyond everything, when the Congress gave a slogan that Indira is India, the Congress was diminished. Congress was taught a lesson. Similarly, only Modi cannot carry BJP. You need, the party structure. That's a reality check which has been given to the BJP. I think it's a good thing for the BJP, for any political party.
Interesting. You're saying that's good news. So it'll force them to course correct.
It's a good news for any political party which is part of the democratic system. And another good thing for the BJP is that it has this national presence which is still intact. So that's a good takeaway for the BJP despite ruling for 10 years. Now the good thing for the opposition is that they have realized that you play a role of opposition party. As an opposition party in a democratic process, people will trust you. And that has, for next 5 years, now their responsibility has increased because one way this election is for the opposition. People wanted strong opposition. People saw Indian Parliament with a very weak opposition, less number of opposition in the Parliament. The laws have been passed with a might of a majority. Now this course correction has happened. Now the responsibility of opposition has risen. So that is what is a good thing for the opposition, because now they will really have to work hard inside the Parliament. The opposition cannot say now that, we don't get a chance to speak. We have been thrown out of the Parliament. That could happen.
No, there are
only
many things that the opposition had said in the campaign that they can no longer say now. Perhaps
so now they have got a chance to say a lot of things inside the Parliament because they are good in numbers.
I think the good thing for the BJP was that even though BJP insiders itself, many of the candidates felt that they won because of Modi's face. There's the perception of Modi itself being larger than life. Because of his popularity, a lot of the candidates won. I think the senior leadership of the BJP was very well aware right from the start that having alliances in every nook and corner is worth the effort. And that's what's now aided them. Today, if the BJP has come to power, it's thanks to their allies, not just the TDP and the JDU, but look at even Eknath Shinde's numbers are fairly good for them to contribute to NDA. LJP, who would have thought Chirag Paswan was such a big player right now for the BJP? 7 on 7 in Bihar, right? For them. 5 on 5. Sorry. So for the BJP, I think it's a humbling experience and a takeaway for them that you can't take anything for granted, and Modi is not the only face. You need to bring everyone together to take your party forward.
Okay, and for the alliance?
Same goes with the alliance as well. The Congress is chest thumping with the numbers that they've got. Actually, looking at it, it's only 99 for the Congress. Hardly, if you really look at the larger picture, it's hardly 99.
Yeah, three allies, DMK, TMC and SP have almost the same number of seats as the Congress.
MK Stalin of the DMK is the hero here. Akhilesh Yadav is the hero here. Mamata Banerjee is the hero here. Aam Aadmi Party, I'm very disappointed to see that they've just made 3, which was actually shocking. I thought they'll do a little more. Being in Punjab and being in government here in Delhi.
So you're saying sticking together is the best news?
Sticking together, knowing that nothing is above and beyond one single person and one single figure is really the takeaway here.